This is going to sound crazy, but you need to stop styling based on your hair's porosity. Today, I'm diving into a sort of new method or approach or definition of your curly hair that I made up after years of just talking and coaching people, realizing that they all had something in common to their hair, which is what I call your hair's finish. So please forget obsessing over the porosity test, curl typing, float test. Understanding your hair's finish is the easiest way to get consistent curly hair results, and I think you're gonna love it. And in this video, I'm going to break down what a rough finish is, how to tell if you have it, and I'll also share a step-by-step routine that you can use on your rough hair to make it nice, soft, and shiny. So let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Barbie. I'm a professional curly hair coach, and I've had the honor of transforming over 20,000 curlies heads of hair over the past 5 years. I've been able to help that many curlies through one-to-one curl coaching, videos just like this, and through my curly hair subscription service called Curls Monthly. Each month, subscribers get 5 new products literally just delivered to their door and access to personalized curly hair coaching so we can actually hold your hand every single step of the way. Curls is truly my passion, so if you're looking for that guidance, I'll drop the link to my curl subscription below. So what is hair's finish? What am I even talking about? So you probably don't know because it's something that I made up recently, and I think that it's really going to change the game for you. Your hair's finish is the natural look and feel and almost sheen to your hair once it's dry. Think of it as your hair's final appearance. Does it look shiny and smooth or more dry and rough? Unlike curl type, which describes the shape of your curls, porosity, which is how your hair kind of absorbs water and products, finish is really just how your hair feels and appears to the touch. The best part of it is that it's way easier to identify than your porosity or your curl type or anything like that, because that can also just sometimes be subjective. It's more of a practical and tangible way to figure out what products and techniques your hair is going to love. There's basically 3 major finishes. There's rough finish, which is what this video is about today. There's medium finish, and then there's soft finish. There can be things that are sort of in between, like a rough to medium, but there's 3 major ways that you can describe your hair. I have a whole nother video on hair that has a soft finish, so if this is you, definitely go check that out. I find that styling for your finish is just easier to understand. I also think that it leads to just better results, frankly. So many people get stuck trying to decode their curl type and their porosity, and they get stuck with there's lots of honestly wrong information online about it. So they end up more confused than they started. They don't want to become a scientist. Porosity can honestly be the most tricky to figure out because it's all about your hair's microscopic look. Especially on the cuticle, which is the outer layer of your hair. And it's honestly always changing. So things like heat, chemical treatments, and honestly product buildup can affect how your hair absorbs moisture. So it's sort of a hard target to hit because it always is changing. And then on top of that, different parts of your head can have different porosities. So my new hair, my virgin hair that comes out of my head always will have a lower porosity than my ends because I get my hair highlighted. So a single porosity test, number 1, is wrong, and then also won't give you the full picture. And things like the float test is literally just wrong, and the only actual way to figure out your curl type is by looking under a microscope. So unless you are a scientist and have a microscope, it's just a guess. Finish, on the other hand, will give you direct clues about what your hair needs. Once you know your finish, you can pick the right products and techniques. So if porosity and curl type have been super confusing to you, you're definitely not alone. Finish is the shortcut, and I think that you're gonna like it. So here's how you can tell if you have a rough finish to your hair. It's gonna look probably dull. It looks rough almost. It's usually drier, it usually hates humidity, usually hates the ocean, usually hates salt water, and it loves juicy moisturizing products. Now, we know that we have rough hair or not, but let's determine that we think that we have rough hair. The goal when styling rough hair is to actually make your hair softer. So today's video is literally going to be my step-by-step routine on how I make my more rough hair appear softer through products and techniques. So how do you do that, and what does that mean? Here's how to make rough hair softer. Trying to make rough hair softer doesn't mean changing your hair. It just means using the right products and techniques that enhance smoothness and definition and shine. So first of all, you definitely want to make sure that you're using juicy, moisturizing products. Think deep, creamy conditioners, moisturizing creamy leave-in, products that really give your hair that nice slip and detangling. These types of products will reduce frizz, provide moisture, and then also lead to just shinier looking curls. You also want to make sure that you're applying these types of products to soaking, sopping wet hair. Not everybody needs to have soaking, sopping wet hair when they style, but people with a very rough pattern do. Water will help the products spread evenly and then seal the moisture inside. In general, for rough hair, less protein is usually better, although it's not a complete no-no. Rough finished hair just usually doesn't need that much protein inside of its hair products. So you don't have to avoid it completely, but moisture should definitely be the priority. For my I have medium to rough curls, I'll usually do what I call maintenance on my hair. So maybe once a month, I'll use a protein treatment in the shower. So again, I'm not saying to never use protein. I'm just saying that you want to be cautious of the protein that you're using. And if you don't even know what protein is, I will link a video below all about protein because you might not even know what that is yet, and that's okay. I'm going to go shampoo and condition, and we'll be right back and we'll do a full routine. Okay, so here is our step-by-step routine. First of all, you want to start on clean hair. I actually shampooed 3 times. You can shampoo 2 or 3 times to make sure your hair is fully clean. And then I went in with a hydrating conditioner. Step number 2, re-wet your hair. It's important to style on soaking wet hair if you have a rough texture, because truly we need as much moisture as we can get. And starting with a nice wet base is just going to enhance your moisture and the juicicity, I just made up that word, of your curls. Step number 2 is to reach for a leave-in conditioner or a curl cream. Depending on how rough and how thick your hair is how juicy you want the cream to be. Today I'm going for a little bit more volume, so I'm going to use something that's a little bit lighter weight. I'm gonna rake that through, focusing it on my mids and my ends. This will act as a base layer and really help soften your hair. And then brush your leave-in conditioner or your curl cream through. The 4th step is you're gonna wanna section off your hair. So I like to do my first section right above my ears and then just allow that section to hang and then pin up the other 2 sections of my hair. Step number 5, reach for a moisturizing styler. Rough hair is fine to use either a gel or a mousse, but as long as it has nice moisture, that is what matters. Today, I'm using the Love Moisture Crush Foaming Mousse. It has coconut milk and aloe vera, because this mousse, formulation-wise, is going to give me the hydration and slip that my more rough curls need. And while either finish could absolutely use it, I especially love it for rough finished curls because it's literally formulated to add shine, which we know is the best thing for rough finished curls. I also love it because it's a fast drying foam, which means that it helps your hair dry faster. It deeply hydrates curls, leaving them nourished. It defines curls, tames frizz, adds shine, all the things. Leaves no residue, and it contains really nice, juicy ingredients like coconut milk, aloe vera, honey, shea butter. All of these things are juicy ingredients, so good for rough hair. But it is formulated to be lightweight and to not leave any stiffness to your hair. Definitely great for wash and go styles, defining your curls, or even just updos and things like that. But it makes your hair soft, so it's not going to make your hair feel like that rough feeling. And it just entered the product vault in December 2025, so I'm so excited about that. So if you are a Curls Monthly subscriber, make sure you try it out. Of course, if you're watching it past December, you can now customize your Curls Monthly mailer, so while supplies last, you will be able to add this to your mailer even if it's not December. So the way that I like to apply it is by putting just a pump on my mids and my ends. It's really honestly such a creamy mousse. It's really nice feeling, and it has the slip is next level. And then I'm just going to take a brush and brush that through, and that'll just help make sure that it is nice and even on my hair, while also just adding extra definition from the brush. Wow, my curls already look so juicy. I'm really excited. And then clip that section back so you don't get it confused with the other sections. And then step 10, repeat that on every section. I like to do 3 to 4 sections. So this is my second one. It's my temples and down. Same thing, clip up the top. And then again, go in with my water just to make sure I have a nice base for my mousse. Really, 1 pump goes a long way. You really don't need much more than that. And I have pretty long hair. So I'm just raking that through. And option to brush style. And clip back. And to my top layer, again, just same thing, raking it through. For step 11, I like to flip over and then scrunch in more mousse. This is specifically good for just helping your curls last longer. Then still upside down, I'll take a microfiber towel and then I'll scrunch my hair with that to just help the drying process go faster. And then step 13, air dry or diffuse. I'm going to diffuse. And there you have it. Curls look defined. They're a lot shinier and they look just like natural and healthy. That is rough hair 101. And if you're looking for a great mousse to add to your curl routine, definitely can recommend this. It is the Love Beauty Moisture Crush Foaming Mousse. It left absolutely no crunchiness. I never really see that. It's really just nice. Like my hair feels so lightweight and just natural. This full-size product is inside of Curls Monthly, so remember to snag it in your next mailer. And if you have any rough hair questions, be sure to drop them below. I'll be sure to answer. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.